Guys, I have a confession to make. I'm not floor gang anymore! Ah! It hurt. If floor gang hurt mental, then why my butt feels so good? What's up, everyone? I'm back on my old setup.
Social distancing
is at the edge of the seat, literally. Quick question. Is it floor gang if the chair touches the floor? Yeah. Yeah, we're still... Yeah. Ow! I still feel it. Ow! I'll be back on the floor before you know it. Don't you worry. But now we're doing my assumption about me video. I've been seeing these on trending, so let's hope this one gets on trending, guys. Come on. Smash like. Can we get it? What do you guys assume about me? I asked my members. Become member, subscribe, join member, epic, join member army, nation. But before we begin, quick word from our sponsor, Party. I've been playing a lot of Rocket League lately, and in-game matchmaking can sometimes be amazing and sometimes be the worst experience ever. This guy said, I'll tell you what I'll lose, your mom's effing fanny. What a great teammate. I love to play more with him. So I know all about ending up with the wrong kind of players. But the fact is, there's a ton of great players out there. And especially in Rocket League as well. Sometimes I end up with people that are so nice that it makes me regain respect for humanity. So why not just play with good players every time? Well, there's a new app for that called Party. That way, in any game, not just Rocket League, you get the perfect squad, you get to play games, and you unlock achievements together. Even better, you can actually make money from hosting parties and helping gamers. That's epic. Now that's gamer right there. Highly recommend. Check out Party. Link is in the description and use the code PewDiePie to sign up. Anyone can sign up to Party and earn money. It's not about how good you are as a gamer or how many followers you have. It's about contributing positive to the gaming community. And I think it's a great service that I'm so happy to I'm able to support. Check it out. Link is in the description. And I'll see you guys in game. Make some friends online. Why not? It's cool. Okay, now back to assumptions. Okay, number one, you can't go outside because you'll get stopped everywhere. That's not true. I don't get stopped that often. I think it's that every time I go outside, I have to be conscious that it's gonna happen. I think that's annoying than the fact that it does. Usually I like it. It's just... it changes your perspective on going outside, which I don't always like. Okay, heard this crazy one where they said PewDiePie does have... No! Next, what is this garbage? Come on. People think you are uninformed about the world beyond games and memes. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I think the world. I don't know much about the world. But I do have a good understanding of myself, which is my world, which is all that matters. Thank you. You seem well educated, humble, and I thought I read genius for a second. Yes. And generous. Your wealth hasn't inflated your ego, and you seem to be passionate about what you do. Well, goddamn it, you're supposed to go in on these, not to be so nice. Jesus, I don't know where I go on this. No, money hasn't inflated my ego because I don't value it that much anyway. I think when people put more importance on money than it is, that's when that sort of thing happens. Educated? No, I don't really think so. Humble? Yeah, maybe. Generous? Nah, I could be more. I could be more generous. Let's get real here. You really hate compliments? Yes. But they're meaningful to you. I don't know if meaningful is the right word. I do appreciate it, of course. Who doesn't like compliments? But they do generally make me feel uncomfortable most of the time. And I think I'm aware that I like to compliment people because I want them to feel good. I mean, maybe it doesn't come across as 100% genuine, even though I want it to. So I feel like in the back of my mind, when I receive one, I'm projecting my own way of approaching compliments onto other people. You're really smart and an intellectual. Yeah, as you can tell. I feel like I'm very dumb. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm dumb smart. If I really put my mind... I'm more of a slow thinker, I would say. And I think that's why I like philosophy. I'm not so snappy as I'd like to be. But thank you. Always thought you were a genuine guy, but often would go through an existential crisis when things go wrong. No, not when things go wrong. Just... my well-being and how things seem online are not the same thing, I would say. But not anymore. No more existential crisis. Yeah. I wanted to do something like dab ironically, but I feel like even that doesn't count as ironic anymore. But I'll do it anyway. Who cares? It's 2020. Anything can happen. I think some people think you are overrated because you're just at home recording videos, but they don't understand the immense work you went through and stuff, I think. I don't know about that. it's not like it's immense work. I wouldn't use that adjective, but if anything, I think people under assume or evaluate the risk I took going into YouTube during that time when it wasn't even a job at all. It's just something that I wanted to pursue. So the risk involved with approaching it, and the consistency required to perform, and constantly change and adapt in the platform to keep things fresh. So, which is ironic. Floor Gang, oh. I think it's, my point is, it's easy to just look at one of my latest videos and be like, I don't really get it. This is not that big of a deal. And I agree, yes, but there's this whole catalog of years and years. All right, it takes time. All right, obvious one is that you're right leaning. I hear that a lot whenever I watch your videos. What, from me? Not from me. Who is telling you from watching my videos? I don't know where my political views are, and I don't care to state them online anyway, because it doesn't matter. That's not why I make videos. Do you feel that when you were in the office, oh, I'm like another political, god damn it. So I used to have an office a few years ago, and they assumed that I had a bad one to say. At the time, it seemed like as a YouTuber, it was like, okay, we're gonna build like a team, and we're gonna have like an office, and we're gonna like make this a production, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense from a natural progression standpoint, but from what I like about YouTube, no. And I think it's the same with you guys. That's the charm of YouTube, is that it's not necessarily these big productions, big words, help me. At least that's what I enjoy. I can enjoy production stuff as well. I think the multitude of YouTube is what makes it fun. There's no right and wrong, but it's just going from what I prefer. That's what I learned. Bad mental state? Always. It's like I did a video celebrating my 10 years, and I'm like, oh, that was a tough year. Oh god, that was a even tougher year. Oh god. It's like, I think for the first time in a long time, I'm like, I'm really glad to be making videos and just doing my thing and not dealing with all this drama for once. Everyone thinks you're really humble, but you've actually had to think about and deal with your fame and money through a philosophical approach, and you've had ups and downs with it. Ups and downs, absolutely. I think my interest in philosophy doesn't necessarily have anything to do with my situation on YouTube. It's just something I enjoy, and I like to draw parallels between it from my own experiences, but it's not something that I did because to deal with fame and money. No, on how to deal with it. I'd like to think you act just as crazy off camera, and that Marcel would sometimes like to stab you in the back because she can't handle it anymore. Nope, that's not true. I think Marcel always says I'm way too serious off camera, which I don't like, but I don't like when people are always crazy. I think a lot of YouTubers that act crazy are actually crazy, but I'm not the case. And I think that's what I like about my personality, is that I can have different sides of the same personality. I think that it's more interesting. You're a proper introvert. That would be a really good friend once you are close enough to someone. Well, I like to think I am, but I don't have that many close friends. I would say I'm an ambivert, both introverted and extroverted, but probably more introverted. I assume you don't have a skincare routine. Hey! I do. I moisturize. My skin gets very dry. Thank you very much. I tried skincare routines and I can't tell a difference. I'm like, fuck, this is just expensive. You're self-aware of your attractive qualities narcissistically. Well, I do know what I like about myself, but I know if I wanted to look the best I had to look, I wouldn't be rocking this haircut and this beard, okay? I'm well aware of that. So I wouldn't say I'm that narcissistic about my attractive qualities. The Floor Gang is a cult. No, it's a religion. Come on. That I hate the spotlight. Why do I always make this face? I'm just thinking. I guess I don't like speaking unless I feel very confident that I have something to contribute. So if I'm put in the spotlight undeliberately, I don't thrive on the attention that generates, that I think a lot of people get energy from. That doesn't mean there's a right and wrong. It's just how I am. Epic. That you're actually Felix No! Fuck that guy. Hate him. We need to cancel Felix Schellberg. He always gets away with it. It's always PewDiePie does this, PewDiePie does that. No one talks about Felix Schellberg, huh? People assume you're still the old PewDiePie and haven't changed for the better after your controversies. Yeah, it's been pretty clear that the people that have made up their mind about me are just gonna think that way forever, and I'm okay with that. That's their problem, not mine. Your choice of clothing is expensive and unrealistic for some people. Check out the merch, guys. Buy it. Yes, I think you're right. I try to avoid fast fashion because it's not good for the environment, but it's not something that I judge other for if they don't, or wear expensive clothing to sort of boast about status or something. I just think it's better. Okay, it's better quality, better design, it lasts longer, better for environment, more ethically produced. Since I had the choice to do it, then why shouldn't I? People still think you play horror games as your main content. Yeah, it's funny. This happens all the time, especially when I get recognized. That's how I know. I don't need the whole, what we had a code word before if you were gonna meet me on the street. What was it? It's math related to science. I don't need it. I can tell. Oh, I love your horror. Yeah. I mean, I do horror. You just want to be polite and reply as well. It's so weird. Some people I know think that you're petrified when thinking about letting go of YouTube, like you don't know what's next. I think the break that I had this January was a very good indicator because I wasn't sure as well, but I definitely learned that I don't have to make YouTube videos. I was really happy not doing it as well, but it's just something I enjoy. I'm not afraid of letting go. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. I'm not planning on it. Okay, calm down. If anything, I enjoy YouTube now. Like these past months has been the most fun I had in a long time, especially building members. That's been really fun. You're shy, but won't admit it. Yeah, I'm shy. What do you want, huh? Fuck you. Goddamn Mike, I hate this setup. No, I'm shy, but I don't like it. That's the truth. I try to push myself to not be, but it's really hard. And it comes, and people God, what is this? And it comes across very obvious when I interact with other people online sometimes, and I hate it. And that makes it worse. The fact that I'm aware of it. It's like, oh God, I got a hiccup, sorry. If he doesn't need the money, why is he still worried about monetizing his videos? Clearly, he does care about money. That's an assumption people make. I'm not gonna stand in line and say I don't like money. Of course. If I had the choice of having money and not having it, I will choose to rather have it. Thank you very much. However, it's not a driving factor for me. It's not what makes me want to make more videos. It does help. And having YouTube as a job has helped me be more consistent with it. So it has some factor, I would say. But for example, with memberships, all the money goes to charity. And I really, really like kind of starting from scratch and building a community again from the bottom. And that's just been really motivating and fun for me. And I don't make money out of the members anyway. So I think it's clear where, to me at least, where my motivation is at. It doesn't make it less motivating for me. Highly self-aware, I'd say. Yeah. I think YouTube kind of forces you to become more self-aware. It forces you to be self-aware, especially when you're under a lot of scrutiny, because you have to just be honest with yourself. A lot of times when people online get upset about things, you really have to examine. Sounds like I'm excusing my past behaviors. That's not what I meant. But when so many people hate you online, you just have to understand what is actual hate and what is actual criticism. And I do actually really take in a lot of criticism, but because I'm forced to learn how to be self-aware, I've learned to make the distinction of, okay, what is actual criticism and what is actual just random hate. And I think that's how I become more self-aware. It feels a bit cringy to say, oh, I'm so self-aware, which me recognizing that is kind of self-aware. This guy is famous just because he's handsome. This guy is number 2 on the most handsome faces just because he's famous. Oh, you walked in your own trap. A loophole, just like when I drink while peeing. Good comment. Very nice. I have nothing to say. You really dislike most of YouTube, which is why you don't collab with anyone new. It's not true. I collab with Ninja. I collab with James Charles, and that was fun. And I'm not necessarily the biggest fan, but I still enjoy it. I think it's more the fact that I don't like asking people, hey, you want to collab? That feels weird to me. I don't know why. I really hate asking people for stuff. Probably because people fucking ask me for stuff all the time. I'm just kidding. I do enjoy it. That's what I'm saying. I just don't like asking. My assumption, you enjoy interacting with fans even if you can't do it often. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All the meet and greets and everyday stuff are always super fun. I don't see how anyone can dislike that. You're uninterested in life now. No, I think for the first time in a long time, I feel very enthusiastic about the future, my life, and where things are gonna go next. So I'm happy. I've seen a few people assume you're bisexual. What? You said a few times in lives and stuff, but a lot of time I honestly can't tell if you're joking or not because you do use a lot of sarcasm. All right, well, let me clear this up. I'm not bisexual. How? Where do people make that assumption? I find men to be very gross, and I don't even understand how women can like men, but each to their own, I guess. You have the habit like you are being recorded all the time. For example, you like talking with yourself while playing games even though you're not recording. No. What the hell? I know how to switch it on and off. It's very easy for me. I do script a lot of videos in my head though, if they're supposed to be scripted. Most of them aren't, but if there's a bigger video, I usually don't have to write notes before. It's usually, boom, I have it in my head. I always assumed you were super short. Yeah, and guess what? I'm not. Usually people assume you're tall because they don't see you on camera. What the hell? All right, there you go. There you go, everyone. Confirmed. I'm 180, by the way. Stop assuming otherwise. Why is it even a thing, even though I say it? 179. Okay, fine. I honestly think you sometimes actually die. No! 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 You do like drugs, like weed and stuff. No! God, I keep getting hiccups. Sorry, I just had lunch. It's not me lying. I don't hiccup when I did have a whiskey face though. You like Ben Shapiro, Paul Joseph Watson, and Trump, although we all know you clearly don't. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people wants to impose political views onto me, especially Ben Shapiro because he was on Meme Review. Personally, I don't like the whole, oh, you can't interact with someone. Just because you engage with someone means you share their political opinions, which isn't true, and I hate that idea that you can't even talk to each other. What's the point? I just find that very toxic. How do you change people's mind if you don't engage with each other? That's not why I did the collab. If anything, I did it just because I thought it was really funny. That's the sole reason. And I feel like that's a good explanation of all my controversies, because I always just put, okay, this is funny to me. Some people might misunderstand this, but it's really funny. That's what's put me in trouble for most things. You are actually, no! 179. All right, I'll measure myself live at some point. Subscribe and become member. Join the member gang, and then we'll settle it once and for all right? You still want to delete your channel and start over again because you like warm, sincere communities. Well, not anymore now that we can build members. I keep chilling for members, but it's been so fun. I really enjoy that. That's really what's reminding me of what I enjoy by YouTube. It's not like I have to be forced or surrounded by obviously super fans, but who doesn't like to be around positive people? I don't know. I do. I mean, I don't. I do. A lot of people have the assumption that you don't work much. Is that true? I would say I have worked a lot. Yeah, I work a lot. Marcel would definitely say it too. I guess I compare myself to other jobs, and I know there's so many harder jobs out there, especially with how much you work. So it feels a bit to say I work a lot, but at the same time, I feel like I figured out how to be very effective with YouTube, and that saves me a lot of time. And sometimes I can be frustrating too, because making videos is what I really enjoy, and a lot of times, like 90% of the work I do doesn't show because it's not in videos. And like I said, sometimes that can be frustrating because it's like, oh, I'm talking to all these different people about all these different things that doesn't feel like this is not what I signed up for, but it's necessary for me to maintain my business, I guess. You know what I mean. That's why I like live streams. It's more time to engage with you guys, so become member. Link in description. You had a stoner face, whiskey face for sure. That you're an annoying dude who do questionable things for views and fame. I've actually seen a lot of people assume this, like I somehow deliberately got into all these controversies, which to me is so silly. I know some people do obviously create controversies deliberately, but I'm just really dumb. I've said it many times. Two things consistent: floor gang, me very dumb. Reckless is the right word. Why am I wearing headphones? I don't need more views and I don't need more fame. Why would I deliberately cause a bunch of controversy? So many people so strongly believe in that there's no such thing as bad publicity. He clearly did this on purpose. There's definitely something called bad publicity. Ask Logan Paul. He's the best example. You are tired of political correctness we have this day and age. You would love doing more dark humor again if it wouldn't immediately result in shite news reports. Comedy a lot of times is walking that balance of where it's okay to joke about and where it's not. And there can be a lot of stress and tension around that. And I think that's why people like to laugh at dark humor, because it alleviates that tension. Where the line goes, I don't think really matters. It's not like darker is better. I think it's more of how you approach that line. It's something I've learned way too late. Way too late. Dark, over edgy stuff to me now is just kind of cringy. You want to speak about some hot topics or things that happen around the world, but you can't be honest, because in that case, it will harm your reputation. So it's the same thing, except that it's talking about topics. I think it's fun to see both, try and at least understand both perspective of different ideas. And I like to play devil's advocate. So even if I don't agree with something, I like to try and understand, okay, well, how do they come to this conclusion, or is there something good in their approach? That's not allowed to do online. You cannot do that. People just immediately assume, oh, you're defending this, or oh yeah, it's not a big deal, but that's frustrating to me more than the whole, oh, you anti-PC or whatever. People assume you're racist. Well, this is great, because now I can say flat out, I'm not racist. I don't have the time and energy to be racist. Who fucking... If I had the time and energy, though. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't joke. God damn it. You understand what I mean. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't even make sense. You are an extreme clean freak. You hate and feel unproductive when your house is a mess. That you are a perfectionist and all your videos have to be perfect. Have you seen my camera quality? I'm not a perfectionist whatsoever. Although it does look kind of nicer because I have the lights on. That's how you can see them. Clean freak, yeah, I would say. I think if you take care of the things you have and make sure they're clean, you'll appreciate them much more, as opposed to maybe you have a lot but it's really messy and crazy. I would much rather have fewer things and really care for them. And I don't know if that has as much to do with clean freak as how I look at items. You never give up. You always strive to be better next time. That's right. If you never give up, you can never fail. Remember that, gamers. That was it. All right, that was fun. A lot nicer than I thought it would be. But thank you. Thank you, members. That's the member effect right there. I feel like if I asked in the general chat, people would just make a bunch of troll ones. So yeah, I feel like now would be a good time to just say thank you. Like I said before, I think for the first time in a long time, I'm just genuinely happy with everything in my life. Obviously, there's things I wish would change. You know, me and Marcia were supposed to move, yada, yada, yada. But I think it's important to remember that things will never be perfect and you just need to be happy in the moment. And that's how I feel. So, and I feel very grateful for my audience to have them. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow in another video. Epic bro fist, yeah.
Energy. Focus. Oh. G-Fuel. Exclusively at gfuel.com.